At the Vegas All Net Radio, and it's time for Vegas Unwrapped. You got it with the guys. Let's take it to you. No further ado, here is Aaron Phillips and Ricky Cash. Vegas Unwrapped, everybody.
And a good evening from Studio 3A. They named the studios this week?
Yes, we got names on our studios.
Wow, 3A.
We got the night wrong.
Why? What did he say?
Tuesday.
You said Tuesday?
I said Thursday.
He said Tuesday.
I'll go back to the tape.
We'll have to check the tape and maybe edit it. Whatever.
It's a good start, though.
Doesn't matter. We're on. We believe it to be Thursday. We want to welcome you to the pre-Valentine's Day edition. We're going to talk some Valentine's Day stuff and give you some hints and suggestions of what to do in this town for Valentine's Day. And a beautiful week of weather here in Las Vegas. Sorry to rub that in, you East Coast folks, but we've been experiencing mid-70 degrees. And, of course, Cash and I are joined by our regular cast of characters, Bobcat behind the board, JPEG in front of his new toy camera. He's got a new camera working tonight. Man, it looks, every time you get a new camera, it gets bigger and bigger.
The picture gets bigger too. We can see it
and clearer.
Oh, on the screen there. Yeah, absolutely. So we can see what we look like. So I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
Is that cool or what?
Took a picture of Marty Allen.
Yep.
So we want to thank you for tuning in. Our phone number 702-483-4444 is our number. Our Skype line, Vegas All Net Radio, and of course we'd love for you to participate. You can always message us through Facebook on my Facebook page. Private message me through Aaron Phillips, or you can even email us during the show at Vegas.
The hell is he
Unwrapped at gmail. I don't know. You take them from
camera.
I was gonna say you take them from behind the camera.
Good
you know.
grief.
Tonight's show is a free for all tonight, folks. The only thing we have really scheduled as usual is Doing It With Stiles with JPEG a little later on today. So today is what we would call the grab bag episode. How's that?
Sounds good. We have had some interesting events that have taken place here in Las Vegas in the last couple of days, which we'll obviously touch upon, as well as some future shows. I noticed my Google Calendar, Mr. Phillips, started filling up.
Yes, the month of March, we will have a plethora.
One of those again?
Plethora of guests through the month of March.
Kazunte.
Thank you. We have business spotlight interviews.
You setting me up because you're going to be gone one of those days?
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm actually trying to stay off the 5th while I'm away to make it easy for you. This way you can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
I don't have nothing to schedule the 5th.
Oh, okay.
I have the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th.
Well, I'm out of here on the
19th.
19th.
Right. So I feel it'll keep us busy with a couple of interviews
I'm going to call in from Charlotte.
Okay.
In fact, that Thursday night, no, it's Friday. Mike got tickets for the NCAA regionals in Charlotte for Friday and Sunday.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be good. And, I got to give Mike a lot of credit. He got home from London today.
He got soccered out?
I'll tell you what, his knees and mine pretty close. So I got, when I go out there, I have to raid his medicine cabinet.
Oh, great.
Because he probably has much better meds than I do. So, Mike, if you're listening, get the lock. Lois, don't tell him what I said. Don't replay this on podcast.
At least not in his presence.
Nah, that's all right. Well, welcome back. Hope you had a good trip and enjoyed your soccer games. I'm looking forward to talking to you about them. And, of course, about the Yankees and the Mets, because they'll be deep into spring training by then. In fact, I think, don't they play each other the last 2 games of spring training?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I have not seen the spring training schedule.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to talk sports on this channel.
No.
Too much.
No, not from what...
No. Maybe in the future.
You never know.
Anyway.
Maybe the locker room will get resurrected.
Hey, by the way, can I get a timpani roll? Yeah, can you bring up a timp?
Hold on just a second, sir. I was
yes, I know. You were setting our commercials up.
Well, I was doing that, but I was
checking out hot chicks on the internet.
There's a timpani out here. Oh, I know where it's at. Hold on,
Facebook.
sorry. Go back over here.
Facebook page.
No, I was actually trying to trying to find you something here. Let me see if I can find that.
If you cannot, let me know. I can bring it up on mine.
Yes, go ahead, because my system is running. I've got about 10 windows here running right now.
I've got to plug in here. So.
Okay, we can do that.
There is a reason for all of this.
Yes.
See how technologically advanced we are here in the studio?
That's right. Feed the gerbil. Put another quarter in the slot, will you,
Wait a
please?
second. All right.
Let's see here.
Are you on? You ready?
Just about here. I just got to bring up the music.
I hope this is worth it.
Yeah, I know. Good.
Well, I don't know.
This is good
We'll
radio,
find out.
okay.
That's right. This is scintillating radio.
Hey, it's getting us closer to the hour. You know.
I don't think this is what I want, but it'll work. So
Here we go.
Here we go.
All
Turn
right.
up the volume
I
there.
got you.
Come on. Hit
Here we
play.
go. Play.
Come on.
Oh, here we go.
That's a fanfare.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the first one I came across.
That's good, though.
Sounds like you're calling the chariots to an,
Yeah, right.
to an ancient Rome.
Where's Kirk coming out, right? And Moses coming. All right, our Facebook page. Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio.
That wasn't Moses. That was Ben-Hur.
I know.
I'm thinking, is Moses in Rome? Let me think about this for a minute.
Took you a few minutes.
Well, yeah, you know.
We have finally eclipsed the 1700 mark.
Hey,
We're at
congratulations.
1702.
Very nice.
Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. We're 298 away from our ultimate goal of 2,000 fans
Piece
Which
of
we
cake.
really wanted to hit by July 1st.
last year.
Don't give away.
I'm sorry. I meant this year. I
Yeah,
meant
of
this
course.
year. Of course. So please check it out, Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. While you're there, click the sign up button that you see in the cover photo, and that'll take you to the Ricky Cash fan club page on GoFundMe.
You know, we have been averaging a couple a week.
That's right.
Over the last couple of weeks. So
That's
even
right.
though we've slowed down, we have not stopped.
No,
And
we
we've been-
cannot stop.
And we've been writing out certificates like crazy this week.
Absolutely. Just
And
dropped off two
just
more today.
To Mark and Heather.
Right.
You know, who are radio, well, Mark is, you know.
Right. Mark and Nicole from Spotlight on Vegas Business.
Radio co-hosts of
Yep.
ours. You know, so keep it going.
Yeah, so check that out. I mean, for 10, 20, or $30 one time a year, you get to make a difference in somebody else's life, in somebody else's lives, in their lives, someone else's life.
For sure.
See.
All right. What other shout-outs you got besides North Carolina?
My favorite shout out is definitely North Carolina because I know my peeps out there are listening, my fans. They wonder what happened to my blog on Sunday night.
Oh, one of them?
And I said, if I didn't have anything positive to write about, I'm not writing every week. So that's what happened there. Who else? I don't know. Tammy might be listening tonight. So if you are, good luck on that. She just had her second interview with this law firm, and then next week she was called back already for a third interview
Wow.
with the lawyer
Cool.
himself.
Great.
So that looks like it's a very strong possibility.
Excellent.
And I keep holding out, making plans of my own until this one is done. So I'm yeah, we're not doing ramen yet. But
All right.
because we had some stuff in the house from the Super Bowl, so we're still eating those.
Still?
No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, my God. They got to be green by now.
No, those sandwiches were good, though. Not
Jeez.
bad.
Yeah. Where did you get them from, Subway?
Yeah, and it was your idea. You told me, why don't you try the Subway sandwiches?
Right.
And they turned out very, very good.
Yeah, they were good.
You know, so, and other than
Of course,
that,
you had enough fruit to serve 50, and there were only about 3 of us that were there.
well, you know I like to buy more.
No, that's
than what
okay. It
we
was
do.
good. It was good. All right.
I have
Hot-
a shout out.
Yeah, please. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is somebody that I work with. Kind of. His name's David. He's from England. He's a big Liverpool soccer fan. So I just wanted to say I was thinking about maybe having him on the show with Mayor Goodman, and we're talking about the soccer stadium.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll,
Mayor Goodman.
We've made an attempt to get Mayor Goodman on the show.
Anyway, I just wanted to give a
Oh,
shout
I was
out to
thinking the old
David
man.
and say, hey, David, go Manchester.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm making a
that's
play to try to
special.
get Carolyn Goodman on the show. She just re-upped to rerun for election.
I saw
And,
a sign today for her.
Yeah. So, and she had a big, I think it was either last night or I think it was last night. She had a kickoff party at her campaign headquarters down near the Meadows Mall area over there in one of those offices. So yeah, I saw that. I saw that she signed up for re-election. I thought maybe we'd try to make a play to come in and talk about how her first 4 years went, what she sees as the vision of the future for the next 4 years. Just just good. I mean, touching with the mayor, I thought was a good idea. So I spoke to the campaign manager, and I had to put in writing a request, and they will take it up the flagpole, I think tomorrow. But we'll see. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
That
She would be a
great.
good guest.
She'd be an
I
excellent
think
guest.
she would
We
be a
could
great
talk
guest.
to her about
Yeah.
a lot of things. Education. She ran the Meadows School for many
Yeah,
years.
that's right.
She's been active, obviously, prior to running for mayor.
Yep.
She's been very active in this community. You know, she's a pretty important person.
Well, you know what? Both Goodmans are, and you know, obviously Oscar's claim to fame started with the mob stuff and all of that, but you know, he had a great run of 8 years as mayor, and now the legacy is continuing with his wife, who I think's really been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean,
I liked Oscar.
Yeah,
I mean, politically, I don't care how you felt, but you always knew where you stood with the guy.
Right.
He was never any BS. He
And
told
he-
it like it was,
and he delivered. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that Smith Center and
Yep.
a couple of the, you know, the outdoor shopping centers and the World Trade Center. That's all Oscar, guys. You know, and
World
you know,
Trade Center,
the one, not
the furniture, the
yeah,
World Market.
World Market.
World Market.
Yeah, but it's a doesn't
World Market Center.
World
That's
Market Center.
That's where Moses
They got a
appeared.
big old sign out there.
Yeah, the big marquee.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you know, and
It's right off the freeway. You can see it when you go down the.
Yes, you can.
And maybe later,
Spaghetti
if you want to, because we are going to touch on that issue of the soccer stadium. So we'll discuss that a little bit later in the city issues that are going on right now that people should
take heed to.
take heed. And I have some strong opinions on it. So look out.
Okay. Okay.
What's up, Bobcat?
Not much. You guys are doing that, and we also not to say we tried to steal an idea, but we had this too. We've put in our application for Miss Carolyn Goodman to appear on Pit Road Racing.
Cool.
And we would like for her to talk about the impact and the economic impact
Of the NASCAR.
of what racing does to
That's
the Las
cool.
Vegas community. So we're waiting to hear. We almost thought we were going to get niched on it, and I'll tell you why. Because due to FCC regulations, she is announced for her second running of a campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got the note from our fearless chief here.
Yes.
Okay, saying that if you're on Vegas All Net Radio, it's fine. But on the other side, she's got to pay.
Oh,
But since we're not governed by the FCC,
there you go.
we're
Well,
in there.
so yeah,
Very,
but
very interesting.
there may be one loophole which we'll talk about off air. That if you're going to appear on this side, I'll share with you what the campaign manager told me.
Okay.
So we'll have to share it off air. All right. Two big news items here in Las Vegas this week. Of course, the first one, very emotional. Of course, former UNLV basketball coach Jerry Tarkanian passed away this week at the age of 84. He was not. You're going to use your remote. See if you can. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Let's see if I see which way the camera lens is going. Let's see if we put it in right there. There you go, right next to Cash's face. There you go.
Oh, I see why he's sitting down now. He's got all those
Yeah,
remote
he's got all
control
the remote
equipment.
Control equipment. now. Look at
He's
that.
in his glory.
This is so cool. 84 years old, passed away, of course, noted for chewing on that towel. And of course, there's a big statue out on... Is that by the Thomas and Mack, the
Yes,
statue?
right,
Yeah.
right at
Right at the
Thomas-
entrance, right?
right.
Did you hear the story about how that got started?
No.
The towel?
No.
Oh, it's fascinating. I heard an interview that they did that. That actually started back when he was coaching high school.
Okay.
And they were in the playoffs, and they were in the game, and he was always dry, so he was always running off to get drink water, and they were in like the playoffs in the last 2 minutes of the game, and so he knew he wouldn't have a chance to go get something, so he soaked a towel
Full of water?
full of water,
Oh, really?
took it back to the bench, and he was sucking on the towel, and they won, and so he had.
Superstition.
It's just a superstition that he can. And I just thought that was so cool.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Did it his entire career.
Yeah. I mean.
wonder if he ever got lint stuck in his teeth. Towel residue. But yeah, I mean, an outpouring of emotion from the community because the Tarkanian family was embedded here in Las Vegas. It still is. I mean, his wife Lois is active in the community.
She was on the school board
School
for many
board-
years.
Yep. Didn't she also run for councilwoman recently?
She's up. She's actually put her name in the race for this upcoming voting
Right.
season.
Okay, I thought
Correct,
so.
sir. Correct.
Their son Danny Tarkanian is a successful attorney in town, and of course,
He actually coached with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
that's right. Yes, he did.
Yep.
And of course, Dave Rice, our current UNLV coach, played for Tark in the championship seasons
Yep.
as well. And so the legacy, and also a couple of his other players whose names escape me that I saw in the news, currently high school coaches here in
Right.
town.
Well,
and
Freddie Banks. For
that's
sure.
so Freddie Banks, right? That's
Freddie
the one.
Banks. He took him to the first Final Four in 1987.
Okay.
So there's a lot to talk about the Shark, and we'll probably do a little bit of that after the first break.
Yeah, we'll step aside for a first break. We'll continue with Tark Talk. Tark Talk. Yeah, that was
Talk.
right.
I like
Tark
that.
Talk, and
That would make a great sports show.
A surprise championship was awarded this week.
Unbelievable.
We'll talk about that as well. Another sports-related topic, but as it would work out. So you're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Phillips and Cash, JPEG, Bobcat on the board. You, the listener. More coming up right after this. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, adjusting volumes. All right. What was Tark's record, Mr. Cash? You're usually good with this stuff. What was his career coaching record?
I believe he won somewhere in the neighborhood of 760 games, somewhere in that neighborhood.
He was 706 and 198.
Wow, that's a pretty high percentage.
That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
It took too long for him to get there, though. You know, and his 20-year battle with the NCAA is absolutely one of the reasons. And, you know, to this day, and I'm a big fan, and I watch every game that I can see, I still feel that there's, even with the referees' calls of the games, there's always 2 or 3 calls that go against this team every single game they play.
Yeah. I've got a question. I mean, what was all of the big NCAA? Did he think he was cheating?
Yeah, but there's never any major violations. They were never put on suspension. You know, they just, it was almost like a witch hunt. And
Tarkanian, I have I found some information on that, so I'm going to just throw that in there. Tarkanian spent most of his career as a Division I coach in a battle with the NCAA. While at Long Beach, he wrote a newspaper column charging that the NCAA ignored improprieties at powerful schools while it pursued smaller, more defenseless institutions.
Yeah, nobody went after Duke, Kentucky, Indiana.
After he left Long Beach
Kansas.
State, its basketball program was slapped with probation for recruiting violations, which occurred under his watch. Just months before the 76-77 season, the NCAA placed UNLV on 2 years probation for quote-unquote questionable practices. Although the alleged violations dated back to 1971 before Tark became coach, the NCAA pressured UNLV into suspending Tark as coach for 2 years. Tarkanian sued, claiming the suspension violated his right to due process. In October 77, a Nevada judge issued an injunction that reinstated Tarkanian as coach. The case eventually made it all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, which ruled in 1988 that the NCAA had the right to discipline its member schools, reversing the 77 injunction. In the meantime, in the decade between the original suspension and the Supreme Court ruling, it was revealed that the NCAA's enforcement process was stacked heavily in the NCAA's favor. So heavily, in fact, that it created a perception that there was no due process. So that was pretty much the situation behind his suspensions. He
actually wound up suing them again, and this time the NCAA settled the case and gave Tark $2.5 million, which he immediately, this was 1998, which he immediately gave to charity.
How much did they pay him? Do you remember?
It was $2.5 million.
That's correct.
Yeah, that was the settlement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's really interesting. He never really got even though he won the national championship, and even though he went the next season undefeated, only to lose to Duke in the semifinals, he never got the respect he deserved as being a great coach. Okay, and even though his remarkable record speaks for itself, he didn't walk into Kansas, Kentucky, Indiana, Duke, North Carolina, like a lot of these present-day coaches walked into those kind of programs. Started at Long Beach State, turned them into a Western power, walked into UNLV, which never won anything, and took them to 4 Final Fours in 5 years, all right? And then went to Fresno State, where he graduated from, and took them to a power in the West. So this is from a coach that built programs and built relationships, and that's why he's so endeared to this day by his players. They all talk about him with such reverence that he was a second father. He was the only coach that would literally go into the ghetto areas of the inner city schools and pluck these kids out.
Yeah.
And the great story I heard yesterday was somebody asked him, why are you taking all these kids to Hawaii? The UNLV teams in the late 80s and early 90s, he would take them to a holiday tournament at Christmas time while the Thomas and Mack was being used for the rodeo, right? And he would take them to Hawaii. And when asked about it, he said, how many of these, and he said it this way, how many of these black kids would ever get a chance to go swimming in the Pacific Ocean. And now, today, of course, he'd probably be criticized because that's not politically correct, but that's the way this guy was. And you've got these players and coaches, former players and coaches, that absolutely revere this man, and rightfully so. Not only has Las Vegas lost a leader here, a charismatic leader, but I think the basketball world, sports world, and in the entire country has lost one of its great people.
You know, I think it was unique, and I had another show that I was working this week, and they talked about it, that on Tuesday night, UNLV beat Fresno State, correct?
Yes.
And that evening, they called for the priest to come to give Tark his last rites.
Right.
And then the following morning, of course, he passed away.
Right.
But what the unique situation that...
Yeah.
Did he know, was he unconscious enough to know that his team, his Fresno State team, just won? And
No, they didn't.
or they didn't win,
No,
but
UNLV
UNLV won.
UNLV
That
won.
UNLV won, and that, you know, that was his final shot right there, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I met him. I was telling Aaron on the way over here. We did an expo at the Orleans about 3 years ago, and I was going outside to take care of something, and in he comes in a wheelchair, somebody pushing him in, and I opened the door for him, and I said to him, Coach, I just want to tell you I've been following UNLV basketball since the day you arrived, and I'm a big fan, and, you know, I think you're the greatest. And he said to me, thanks, keep up the good work. I shook his hand, tremendous. Well, it looks like we almost had a call.
They let it like ring one time. I mean, come on, folks.
Wrong number.
Wrong number.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be.
They were looking for dominoes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple of calls.
If you want to chime in with your stories or thoughts on the passing of Jerry Tarkanian, 702-483-4444. Give us a call. Caller, if that was somebody trying to call in, please call again.
Do not call collect.
Don't call collect.
We saw
That's right.
some flags today that were half staffed.
Right.
And
Now, they're trying to make a push to dim the lights on
Dim
the
the
strip,
lights,
too.
yeah.
Any update on that? I don't know if that's actually
I
is
haven't
happening.
heard any more.
I know
Okay.
there will be a private service for the family and close personal friends sometime coming up soon. But on March 1st, they're going to open the Thomas and Mack, and they're going to have a memorial for him there.
And it will be packed.
I will go for sure
It
if
will
I can.
be packed.
If I could
What
get
time
in
is
it.
that?
I don't know. They haven't come up with the details yet, but if I can now, here's what's also going to be packed. When they Rebels play again this Saturday at Air Force. They come back next Wednesday for a critical game against Boise State, who's, you know, the leader right now in the Mountain West, and that'll be the first game at home since the Tark's passing. You know, the court itself is named after him.
Yeah, saw
I
that.
was there the night they dedicated it to him, and that will be some game. That will pack the MAC. There will be a sellout of 18-5
Yeah,
on Wednesday
no
night
doubt.
for sure, and it would be great if UNLV could avenge that overtime loss that they had at Boise earlier in January.
It is targeted for the Dim the Lights campaign is targeted for February 18th. After they play, let's see, there's a game that night.
Boise, that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
on the 18th?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Wednesday night. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're talking about trying to dim the lights that night after the ball game.
That
So-
would be so cool.
Yeah.
Would it be just a dim or a blackout for a
Well,
minute or
according
two?
to what this just says here, is making a push for the properties to dim their lighted marquees.
Yeah.
So they're asking them, it looks like, to turn off their marquees. So
Okay.
It's only been done 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, usually past dimming the strip has always been reserved for entertainers and Earth Day. He stated a need for the row of hotels and the tourist center to honor a key figure in the Las Vegas community. So, I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't. I mean, even the link was all red the other night. They lit it up all red in
Yeah.
honor of Tark. So, so hopefully, I think it would be a
That
nice.
was cool to see. Did you see it?
I did see it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Shucks.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Yep. So, Tark will be missed, a staple in the community, a celebrity in his own right because of his, because of who he was and what he meant to UNLV as a university and the basketball program and all the things that Cash touched on. His legacy will go. He's got a basketball camp here. Tournaments are named after him. There's even a street named after him here in town.
The Thomas and Mack was built because
of him.
Because of him.
Yeah,
If I'm
absolutely.
not right, didn't they used to play at the Civic Center?
The Civic
Convention Center.
What, 6,000 tops?
Something like that.
And then when
Yeah.
he came in, he said, we got to have an arena here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can see this coming, gentlemen. If they ever do decide to build a new arena,
UNLV.
for UNLV, it should be called the Tark Shark Arena. That's what
Yeah.
it should be.
That
right
would
there.
be really
That
nice.
would be cool.
Yeah.
We need to start that campaign.
I do believe that if they do build another arena
Yep.
here, they should name it after Jerry Tarkanian, for sure.
How about just call it the Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Well, the
Because I
new,
think the TV show may have a problem with that.
That's
the
right.
new. I know it's crossing sports, but when they do a campaign for if we get an NHL team here, I don't see any. Is there another Sharks out
San
there?
Jose Sharks.
Just
39 of his players have been selected in the NBA draft, by the way. So 39 of his players over the years have made it through the draft system into the NBA.
You
so,
know, I really think that that UNLV basketball would not be what it is today if it was not for him.
No question about it.
absolutely.
We'd be just another rinky-dink little team.
well, I mean, for all intents and purposes, before he took over, it was considered, quite frankly, UNLV was a commuter school in
Yeah.
terms of its programming.
Yep.
It only had 2 or 3 buildings. It was nothing like what people know of it and see of it as of today.
yeah.
So he certainly has brought quite, his family, but his name and everything brought the institution to a much different level. So, all right. Let's see what we got. You ready to go for next break?
Let's get a sports update from.
I don't have that, but I can get the sports break ready because we sort of blew by that. But I can do it if you want to take the break. We can do the break right
Are you
now.
ready for a sports update?
I can be right after the break, sir.
Okay, well, let's take a break.
Okay.
Do our spots. We'll come back with a sports break because then we'll continue on with the other story.
I can do that, sir.
All right. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. The Unwrapped version tonight, because this is a grab bag version.
Valentine's Day version.
Valentine's Day version.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be alone this weekend. So if anybody has any ideas, I'm not going to see 50 Shades of Grey.
Come on, we can sneak in. We can wear the wigs that we have.
We just stand outside and wait for all the women to come out.
I'd rather
Watch
go to
50 Shades
Deja
of Grey.
Vu. Yeah.
Deja Vu. All right, we'll be back with more right after this. All right, we are back. We are back. Back. 8 days till spring training starts. Can't wait.
Actually, for the Mets, it's 7 days from today. Pitchers and catchers.
Red Sox already reported.
Did they?
Some of them have voluntarily.
Well, voluntarily, half the Mets roster is there.
Right. All right. So, came down. Let me just pull up the story here. Mountain Ridge Little League Baseball here in Las Vegas had a great push this past summer by putting Vegas on the map because of its program and making it all the way to the Little League World Series finals for the Nationals. And even though they beat the team, they beat the Jackie Robinson West team from Chicago once already during the tournament, came down to these two teams in the finals. Unfortunately, our Mountain Ridge boys lost the game. What was it? It was a close game, like 5-3 or something, 4, whatever it was. It came out earlier this week that apparently some boundaries were crossed by some of the adults who run the organization for the Jackie Robinson West team in Chicago, which caused players from outside the zoned areas from where this team is based was playing on the team.
Ringers.
And their wins were all vacated, which basically means that the Mountain West Little League baseball team here in Vegas is the 2014 champion.
National champion.
National champion.
yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't get all the accolades. They don't get a chance to actually play for the Little League World Series against, the international division.
Korea.
Now, look, speaking of the devil, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Well, you guys better watch out now.
I know.
You know why? You know why?
Exactly.
I
Look
can
at this
tell you
guy.
why. You know what it is?
We just ran his commercial. Look who's here.
Two Jews and an Italian walk into a bar.
Exactly.
Look, he's gonna give me
No,
money.
look at that. He's opening his wallet. Look at all those.
This can't be.
Look at all those moths flying out of there.
Crack him over the
cannot
head.
be.
Well, it's a Jewish bankroll. He's got all singles there.
Oh,
He's
my
got all
goodness.
singles.
Woo! Look at that.
Wow,
Look what he
look
laid
at
on the
that.
old Bobcat right
What
there.
did you do wrong?
No,
Or
I
what
did
did you do right for that matter?
Telling you.
Actually, it goes to Mrs. Bobcat.
Oh, I see. I see.
Thank you, Chef Michael.
All right. What's up there, Chef Michael?
Come on around, grab a mic.
Take the seat on the end there.
Go, Chef
Right
Michael
over
in
here. There you go.
Oh, I can't believe I'm back with these two Jew bastards.
There you go.
John Stiles.
Boy, do we miss that.
Oh my God in heaven! How many people out there?
We just ran your commercial.
Did you really?
Yes, we did.
Well, you know something. I just was watching my the show that was on Keen Television. They covered my life story.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Did you see it?
I don't get that. I
really
really
get
have to wait
You
till.
know what I'm going to do? Send it to your email.
There you go.
I'll send it to you on the phone. You got to see it. The guy did a phenomenal. Covered an hour, John, and it was such a blessing out there. And I got to tell you, we're so excited that the 26th of February will be with Jimmy Melodor.
2 weeks.
2 more weeks. We got the approval for Cash, Ricky Cash, and Aaron. That's with an A.
Right.
Aaron Phillips will be there, and we're going to have the time. Jimmy's book is done, so I'll be pushing Jimmy Melodor's book, which is exciting. And it's so nice to come in to see you, and it feels back to be the old gang, the old gang of mine.
I got a question for you,
Yeah,
Chef
buddy.
Michael. All right, have you been practicing? Because I hear there's a big drum war coming with you, buddy. You've laid your smack down on this.
I got to tell you something. I didn't pick up a set of sticks for 25 years. I just got back in the ring and I was just there. I don't pick up my sticks. I'm just there because I'm a storm, and you can't stop a storm.
There you go. What about all the soup cans out there, Chef Michael?
Well, they're out there, and I wish them all the luck in the world. Right? These soup cans. I got to tell you, I went to San Diego, everybody.
We know about that, but we don't know what happened.
I got to tell you, gentlemen, yesterday I went swimming in the ocean.
It would have been cold.
It was 67 degrees the water.
Like
it
I
was
said, it had to have been cold.
No, it was fabulous. I had Sandy and I, Dr. Perry and Dinah, we had the time of our life. We went for 4 days. I got to tell you, fellas, I'd like to go out there tomorrow. I said, Sandy, let's sell everything we got. Let's just leave. She don't want to do it. My friend, they had a condominium right on the beach. We opened up the door, and we're right on the sand. I'm a water guy, and I never enjoyed myself so much. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I smoked my cigars, and I got these kids, John. They were out there with their wetsuits, and they're out there, and they're swimming. And I just went out, and it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and I said, I want to take a shot. So I put my feet in, from my feet to my knees, from my knees to my waist. I said, this water's beautiful. And I got a whole thing of water in my hand, and I put it in my mouth just to taste the salt water, and it was such a blessing. And I looked up to heaven, and I said, dear God, thank you so much for the blessings that you gave me. And it was just marvelous. I didn't want to leave. So we came back last night and then back to reality. So we got the TV show that we're doing Monday. This Monday coming up, we're doing
what time? What time is taping?
You got it's 1:30.
That's 1:30.
Yeah,
Okay.
1:30. So we're ready.
All right.
We're doing it with that, which we're very, very excited. A lot of great things that are happening. Big things that are happening. One of the major hotels are interested in the show to do the cooking show and entertainment show out of there. And if it materialized, not see Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips is coming with me. I didn't forget. Don't think I forgot you, kids.
Hey,
I didn't do it.
We knew you were on vacation.
Yeah, it was great though. But I had a ball. Anyway, folks, thank you for remembering an old timer like me. So now I'm going to mosey down. I paid my bill, or they would have took me off of Facebook. So anyway, I made sure, and it was really great. John Stiles, good to see you, pal.
I know.
You're a good guy, and to all you Jews out there, I love you. Marco Lehman, some Simon Glick.
Yeah, that one too. A block past it. Don't go block past it.
Don't kill that joke.
You'll never be able to tell it again.
I love it.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you. We'll talk.
There goes
See you Monday.
Mike Leonetti, guys.
Wow, there's a nice surprise.
He just knocked us out with that with the commercial right before the end of the.
Exactly. That worked out so good.
Not bad at all.
No, that's good. So, all right. So things are happening with them, which is great.
Always good.
Absolutely. And of course, if you don't know what he's talking about on the 26th, Jimmy Melodor and is basically hosting a show, an entertainment show, a jazz show down at the Smith Center. And of course, Chef Michael will be down there, Michael Leonetti, and Sandy Castell will be down there.
Yeah, both performing.
Both performing. And there'll be a interview section with Vegas Unwrapped that night prior to the show.
Yep.
From about 6 to 6:55.
Something like that.
So we'll figure out logistically what's going to happen there. And so I'm glad he stopped in. A little surprise there. So sounds good.
Especially when he reached into his wallet. I thought it was Christmas for all of us. How silly of me.
Yes.
Yeah. It's all good.
I make no comments.
Nah, it's all good.
But anyway, so where were we? Oh, we were talking about Little League Baseball. So anyway, so we got the title, and we got the title in name, I think.
And I had heard, and I'm not sure if I heard it correctly, but they basically said, we don't want it.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah,
there was some speculation as to whether they would accept it or not.
Right.
But on paper, the Little League World has to appoint somebody.
Yeah,
Right.
and whether they want it or not, they have to take it.
And I understand
Right.
it, so,
All right.
and they were told, the parents and the kids and everything, don't talk to the press and
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Funny thing is, the kids have probably forgotten about the whole thing. It's probably the parents that this
Yeah.
thing would linger on with
Yeah.
more than anything else.
Yeah,
so-
for the kids, it was a great experience. And you know what? When you're 11, 12, and 13 years old,
you don't care where the other kid lives.
the experience is good if you win and if you lose,
Right.
because you learn from both.
Right, and you know what? At least they didn't get a trophy just for showing up.
Yeah, and that's good. You know,
Absolutely.
There's winners and there's losers.
Yeah, gee, that was a
Never
brilliant.
mind. Never mind.
Wow, brilliant.
On that note, let's throw it over to the Vegas Wrap Sports Desk for a sports update with Bobcat.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Good evening, everybody. Yours truly, the Bobcat, here right from Vegas, Unwrapped Sports Desk. Let's get it. We'll talk NHL hockey, okay? Anaheim up on Carolina 2-1 right there. Toronto up on the New York Islanders 3-2 right there. The Islanders just popped in, got that final win there. Edmonton over Montreal 4-3. Pittsburgh over Ottawa 5-4, and St. Louis over Tampa Bay 6-3. NCAA action right now. Number 11 Utah is just smoking it on Stanford right now, 62-37. SMU's up on top of Houston 53-37, and Gonzaga right now 53-28 over LMU. We are standing just 11 days from the Great American Race. The 2015 Daytona 500 is on the way, and yours truly, the Bobcat, will have all the action coming up for you. That's a look at sports here on Vegas Unwrapped, everybody.
Who's going to win that?
Well, the current odds right now to win the Daytona 500 out of Samstown was Dale Jr. to win it 4-1. Okay, 4-1 odds for Dale Jr. to win it.
Wow.
It is 7-1 for Dale Jr. to win the championship this year. And I'll tell you what, at 7-1, I'd pop 20 on that one right there, because I think Junior's going to have a good shot this year. And of course, the big announcement also that we talked about last week, Jeff Gordon has announced this will be his final season with Hendrick Motorsports, driving the number 24 Chevrolet. He's already set up to embark on a television deal, and they've announced his replacement. It will be Awesome Bill, Dawsonville, Georgia, Bill Elliott's son. The 19-year-old Chase Elliott will take a hold of that number 24 ride coming in 2016, guys.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, but look at us. You know, we do NASCAR. Now we're going to be doing wrestling. You know, when is the table tennis?
Yeah, when
finals?
is the wrestling thing? When are we doing that?
I'll talk about that in a second, but before I forget this thought, a couple of weeks after NASCAR's in town, and as soon as the computer will bring it up, Jesus criminy, Big League Weekend's going to be in town the last weekend of March.
That's late.
Yeah.
It's usually the middle of March.
Let's see. I believe
You told us it was Chicago.
Chicago and the Oakland Athletics.
The Oakland Athletics. Chicago
Yes.
White Sox or Cubs?
Chicago Cubs. The Cubs have been here pretty much
The Cubs and the White Sox both
Yes.
here just about every year.
Friday, March 13th and Saturday, March 14th. The Cubs will take on the Oakland Athletics. And you know what? It's a fun game. You're not going to see most of the regulars playing because they're right on top of the regular season opening up. That'll probably be the players who are on their last legs before they get cut, final decisions. But, hey, bring them in town. It'll be fun.
They're wearing the major league uniforms. Most of the people out here don't know the names of the players.
That's right.
They're just rooting for their team.
Absolutely. So that's March 13th and 14th, the Big League Weekend down in Cashman right before the regular season
Oh,
opens
March
up.
13th and 14th. Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's 2 weeks away from the regular season.
Right.
Yeah.
That's earlier than usual.
Actually,
Usually it's a little closer.
Actually, 1 week right after NASCAR comes
Yeah,
to town.
absolutely.
There you go. That's nice too.
Are there any Cub fan left?
Oh, there are huge Cub fans, especially out here. A note that we discussed last week: daylight savings time comes the first weekend in March. How's that?
Whoa.
That's why I'm away.
Yeah,
Spring ahead.
We're
Go ahead
spring
now.
ahead.
Yeah.
And that
So-
means the nights are going to get longer.
That means what? That's the weekend when I'm away.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to screw up a lot of timing. Hope I get to the plane at the right time.
I'm telling you. It's
Wrestling. Let's talk about wrestling. Here's what's happening. March 1st, Bob Backlund is appearing down at the Toy Shack on Street.
What's the time on that one?
6 p.m. No, changed. I saw 12 p.m. It's a mid-afternoon event. They changed it from the original 6 p.m. He'll be down there signing autographs. But Monday night, March 2nd, Mr. Backlund will be in this very Studio 3A at Vegas All Net Radio, pre-recording an interview.
What time?
7:30 p.m.
Cool.
And
Very-
we'll be pre-recording
very
an
cool.
interview with him to air probably on the 12th, the week after I get back.
Yeah, because
just
you
before
need to be
go
there.
away.
Yeah, you need to be there for that interview.
And then on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m., I believe, he's actually speaking at UNLV. He's a guest speaker down there as well. So he's going to be a busy man for the couple of days, or about the 10 days he's going to be in Vegas. And we'll have a chance to interview him on Monday.
And the Bobcat's got a special surprise for you, too.
Yeah.
The Bobcat has lined up an interview with the one and only Big Daddy Paul Eubanks, the one of the original Masked Assassins, will be appearing on this program for you.
Nice.
There you go.
Cool.
Nice.
Bobcat comes through, buddy.
We like, we're diverse. Make no mistake about it.
That's it. We will not...
We have camel trainers and
That's right. We have... Yes, we will definitely
Did you see that
do all
post
we
on
can.
Facebook?
Yeah,
the
I saw
camel
that.
trainer
Yeah,
thing?
I saw that. I wasn't going to bring it up.
Why not?
But hey,
I
on,
brought it
on
up.
the break, I got a guest, too, that we got to talk about.
Okay.
Well, we are at break time. You got anything
Oh, we're on
before
the-
that?
Yeah, we might as well. No, it's quarter
But
after.
then we
We'll
can
come back
We've
and
been
do
on
it
the
with
break for
Styles.
45 minutes.
We'll...
Good show so far.
Welcome back. Oh my goodness!
Disregard.
gracious.
It's like a courtroom. The jury will disregard.
Yeah, exactly.
The listeners will disregard the last 4 minutes.
4 minutes, right. Please refer to the YouTube tape. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, it is
Well,
now.
and, like I said, this is the first time I've used it,
Yeah,
so
no, that's
expect
all right.
a few hiccups.
That's
so,
all right.
yeah.
That's all right. The camera looks good as long as it works. That's
It
all
works.
I care about. All right.
Wait till you see the finish.
Now, do you have
product.
another battery if this one dies and we're not done with the show?
I have 2 more.
Okay, good. All
Very
right.
nice.
Very good. All right.
And it was a test anyway. I want to see how long these batteries last.
You'd think he'd plug it in after the second time. Hello.
As you like to say, what do we know about hockey?
You're right.
All right, it's that time of the show. Mr. Styles is out in front of the camera as always for Doing It With Styles.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
It's time for Doing It With Style. Sponsored in part by A.A. Casaro Plumbing and Construction.
I'm going to just shake my head the whole time.
Why?
Because of the last outburst that he did.
All right, Mr. JPEG, take it away.
Okay. Hey, okay, my last couple of Doing It With Styles has been on a global scale. Mm-hmm. A couple of world leaders. And I thought it was time to bring it on home to a local leader. We've talked about him pretty much for the whole first half of the show. And I don't think there was any doubt that this week's Doing It With Styles award is going to Jerry Tarkanian. You've already said everything I was going to say anyway, so why reiterate? He was a terrific guy. Even if you weren't a basketball fan, even if you didn't go to the games, you knew who Jerry Tarkanian was. You knew what he's done for the community, and you knew, what he's done for UNLV basketball and UNLV. So it was a no-brainer. I mean, I had a couple of others that I was going to do until the other day, and it was a no-brainer. So it was a pleasure knowing him.
I think the award is duly justified this week, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
No question about it. I mean, he had the charisma
The style.
and the style. I mean, especially back in those championship years, that was the hardest ticket to get.
Yeah.
The MAC was packed 18-5 for almost 4 years, and he was the star, and he was the star in such a way that he would not make himself the headliner. It was always the team.
Yeah,
it was always the players.
He was humble.
He was a very humble guy. They gave some more stories about him going, out to a bar after a game and just sitting with the locals and talking hoops and stuff like that. I mean, I can't see Mike Krzyzewski doing that these days.
He might. Krzyzewski might, but he was. But Tarkanian was a fan man.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he
was one of us.
Because he interacted with the fans,
right.
too. I mean,
Absolutely.
there wasn't a game that went by that either before or after the game, he was out there signing autographs and talking to the people. He was.
He loved the game.
Mm-hmm.
He loved the game. He loved his team. That was obvious.
Yeah, I don't think we'll, at least not in my lifetime, maybe in Aaron's and Bobcat, but I don't think we'll ever see a coach that has that much impact on a community as Tark did here at Las Vegas.
Well, he was there for the game. He was there for the players. He wasn't there for the money or the glory.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right. Okay. Play the outro.
You got it, my friend.
Thank you for listening to Doin It With Style. Sponsored in part by A.A. Casaro Plumbing and Construction and heard exclusively on Vegas Unwrapped.
I like that part.
This
Exclusively
That's
on
right.
Vegas Unwrapped.
And only a couple of days before the Tark passed, another great college legend coach, Dean Smith from North Carolina, passed
That's my
away.
guy right there, man.
And 83 years old. Tark was 84. And, of course, Dean Smith, the famous coach of Michael Jordan and those teams back in the 80s and the early 90s, his coaching at North Carolina is the same as Tark coaching UNLV, as Mike Krzyzewski at Duke and the crazy guy over at Indiana, Bobby Knight. So I mean, those are legends, and I like that they're putting Tark in when they talk about the great coaches. Tark's right up there with them.
okay.
Certainly is.
We didn't mean to interrupt you, Aaron.
No. I was going to go in a different direction, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about this after Tark passed, and there's no question he was a great coach and what he meant. And I didn't follow his story as closely as you have, Cash, because obviously you're a UNLV fan from the get-go. But I was thinking when the news broke, it just did not say, other than locally, obviously, for obvious reasons, it just did not seem to have the same impact on a national scale that the passing of Dean Smith did. Dean Smith, I think, was more recognizable nationally than Tark. And I'm not saying that
I'm not sure about that.
Well,
I think
because Dean Smith was in the public eye obviously a lot longer after he got done coaching before he fell ill. Once Tarkanian stopped coaching, his illness kind of hit him almost immediately,
Right.
and was out of public eye for the last 10 years.
Yep.
I just seemed to me the way that the news stations, except the locals, the Vegas stations aside, it just seemed to me that, I mean, ESPN did okay with it, but it just didn't seem to carry the same oomph that the passing of Dean Smith did. And
probably that East Coast bias.
could be, it could very well be. But whether it was East Coast or whatever, it just seemed to me that Dean Smith seemed to have been a bigger story nationally than Tarkanian's passing. And granted, 706 wins. Hey, that's classic stuff, and his knowledge and everything. But it just seemed to me that a lot of what he did was he was, almost want to say, was sort of kept down because of his run-ins with the NCAA, while Dean Smith was the poster child for college basketball coaching for many, many years. So it was just one of these random thoughts that kind of went through my brain.
And it's probably true. For me, when I lived back east, I lived for the North Carolina Duke games, because or the Georgetown Syracuse games. I mean, that was really what it was.
Right.
Back in the 80s, that was, boy, it wasn't anything better.
Because UNLV basketball really hasn't been relevant since that time, since Tark, did his thing. And, it's unfortunate because the coattails that he laid down that somebody could have ridden after he was released of his duties here, Rice is trying to get back to there. He's struggling a little bit this year with the
Well, with
team.
Lon Kruger, we went to the...
Lon Kruger, we had a decent run with Lon, but even he saw the future where he jumped at an opportunity to go back to his home college in Oklahoma. But
$15 million was a good reason.
yeah, well, they wanted him. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, not at all. You mentioned the thing, too, and I was just thinking because, I'm from the Carolina area and seen a lot of great Carolina Duke games. And with the Tark, playing down at the old convention center, 6,000 seats, and then they put the MAC. Same thing happened in Carolina, Chapel Hill. I mean, the arena, the arena that they had was pretty much falling apart, and then Dean Smith got in there, and the first thing that university did was get that new arena up, and then, of course, they dedicated it and called it the Dean Dome and everything else. But, I mean, fantastic. What a great guy. I had an opportunity to interview him when I worked in radio back in the Carolinas, and just a great person all the way around. I really, and the Tark and the Shark, too, man. I mean, just a great thing.
One of the great rivalries of all time in coaching is Dean Smith and Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah.
And ESPN did an hour on them, that rivalry. And it's probably one of the greatest rivalries in all sports.
And, also when UNLV beat Duke for the title there, that year was the year that pretty much, that was Krzyzewski's, turn it around next year or heads are going to roll, man. They didn't know if this guy was going to make it or not at Duke.
And there was an upset, too, because in that game, Duke was favored. And in the following year, UNLV was favored. But, by the way, that UNLV 1990 team that won the championship game by 30 points is still today the record of the biggest win in the in the championship game. And they're considered, the 1990 team is considered one of the top 10 best teams of all time.
There you go.
All right, one final sports topic before we go to the top of the hour break. Of course, many of you know that there's talk of the NHL coming to Las Vegas, hopefully someday soon. This past week, there was a big news conference, even with Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, was in town.
Tuesday was Tuesday Hockey Day.
That's correct. Lead investor Bill Foley, partnering with the Maloof brothers of Las Vegas, were thrilled with the hot start because they already have 5,000 deposits of the 10,000 ticket commitment goal set by the Foley Maloof team.
Yep.
So they're halfway there. All seats and all sections are selling well. And it looks like that, they're well on the way. The potential for an NHL team would play at the privately financed $375 million arena being built on the 16.5 acres behind the New York on the Strip. An arena that will hold 17,500 fans and is scheduled to open in April of 2016. And they're aiming to start a team for the 16-17 NHL season. So they're halfway there.
Yeah.
Other events
could be here.
Other events planned to be there. Including the possibility of, believe it or not, Duke University coming here to play UNLV at that new arena.
Ooh.
That would be an interesting setup, and it'll be a great draw for the new arena. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
All right, we're at the top.
We could do a show from there too.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Remote. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great. If somebody wants to pay for it. That'll be great. Love to do a show there. That does it for hour number one. We're ready to go into hour number two. We come back on the other side. I'm going to get Mr. Cash for some dates in history. Maybe some birthdays we might sneak in just for old time's sake. And who knows after that? We'll see what'll happen on Vegas Unwrapped, hour number two.
You're listening to Ricky Cash, Aaron Phillips. You're surely the Bobcat JPEG. We've made the first hour. Hour number two is on the way. Stick with us. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped right here on Vegas All Net Radio. We're back in 2 minutes, everybody.
702-483-4444 is our number. Skype line, Vegas All Net Radio. I want to give a shout out to all of you listening on podcast or seeing us up on YouTube. Don't forget you can check us out there. You can just go to our website, vegasunwrapped.net. Click the tab at the bottom for our YouTube. It'll take you to all 280 some odd videos that we have up there.
Wow.
And,
if somebody retired, they could spend their retirement years watching Vegas Unwrapped.
We can binge
watch. Are you telling me what you're doing?
We can binge watch.
Catching up on all the videos that you haven't watched in 6 years?
I'm almost caught up to Gotham. I only have 2 episodes left to catch up to Gotham.
I watched last of this week's already.
Yeah.
So, anyway, before we go into Before we go into birthdays and stuff, I want to do some unwrapped treasures. So could you switch that around and bring up our band for that?
I certainly can do that for
Valentine's
you,
Day
sir.
themed.
Valentine's Day themed? All right. Well, we can do that. Let's do that for you.
All right. Well, Saturday, February 14th, the Mob Museum will be celebrating its 3rd anniversary already.
Yes, I know.
Wow.
Are they going to do the St. Valentine's Day Massacre there?
And it doesn't say that, but what it does say is that the anniversary for
really?
February 14th only will be a free day for Nevada residents with a suggested donation of only $3 and a buy one, get one offer for non-residents. The $3 donation will go to help the museum, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and its efforts to provide educational programming throughout the year. So
Get more ammunition for the Tommy guns.
Exactly. Valentine's Day storyline, Saturday, February 14th, 11 p.m. at all Barnes & Noble bookstores. I'm sure that really should be a.m. Storytime and activities featuring I Love You Just Like This to enjoy with your little love bugs. Yes, that should be 11 a.m.
Although, think about it. Read that again carefully. I think that could also be an 11 p.m.
Doesn't that coincide with the opening of 50 Shades of Grey? Or
Yeah,
something?
well, 50 Shades of Grey is Friday. Well, you could do that this weekend, too. Guardians of the Galaxy will be played at the Clark County Library's Jewel Box Theater Saturday at 2 p.m. If your Valentine is a superhero, you can take a break from saving the galaxy to enjoy a free screening of this comic book hit.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys like it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was a lot
Didn't
of
we
fun.
also
Have
get
you
a
seen it?
We also got a copy of it from a friend of ours.
Yes, I know.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I was asking you
Watch
about
it.
Yep.
Did you watch it?
Not yet.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know how to work the machine.
Well, what you do is you hold the disc, you put a pencil in the middle, and there's something sharp on the edge, and you just spin it, and you'll be able to watch it.
With a flashlight.
With a flashlight.
You gotta have the flashlight.
That sounds way too complicated.
Digging through Nevada's past, Friday, February 13th through Sunday the 15th at the historic 5th Street School. If you're looking for some family fun, don't miss Rainbow Company's annual tribute to Nevada's past, an original play focusing on fascinating historic characters and music that makes everyone smile. The cost, $5. That's it, plain and simple. Teen Valentine Extravaganza, Saturday, February 14th from 3 to 4 p.m. at Whitney Library. We all remember those teenage crushes, past notes, and the tragedy of not getting a Valentine gram from the one. Whether they're in love or heartbroken, your teens can join in for cool Valentine's Day crafts and friends.
I understand that's being hosted by Brian Williams.
But he's not going to be there. He'll say he was there, but he really wasn't.
But he really wasn't. I heard he was taking a helicopter. Yeah.
You see all those meme pictures online?
Yeah.
They bet him and all
Yeah.
this.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I think what do you think he'll be? What do you think his statue will be in 6 months when it comes back in August?
I don't know.
I don't think
man.
he'll be back.
I don't either.
I don't think so. I don't think NBC's going to have him back.
I think
I heard-
Fox might pick him.
I
up.
just was going to say, I heard that Fox was interviewing him.
They got to check see how far right he is.
Yeah.
Because if he's far right,
Creole Stomp celebrates Mardi Gras Saturday, February 14th, 7 p.m. at the Charleston Heights Arts Center. Tickets are $10 in advance or $15 at the door. For those of you who need occasion kick, Creole Stomp will be bringing in Mississippi River Valley Creole music to Vegas for an evening of blues, swamp pop, and traditional dance tunes. If you like the music of Queen, Friday, February 13th and Saturday, February 14th, 8 p.m. at the Cannery. For only a $5 cover charge, you can serenade your date to Bohemian Rhapsody with Queen Nation's tribute to the music of Queen.
that's not a terrible.
I've
terrible
seen that.
thing.
I've seen that show before. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
A real good show.
I think Cammy saw it about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, at the
at one of the
The Cannery.
Cannery. There you go.
Not the East Side Cannery, but the Cannery.
regular Cannery.
The regular,
Cannery.
not the
Craig
east
Road.
side, right?
Is that the Soup Cannery?
The Soup Cannery, yeah. Right.
Oh,
Peter Love, Saturday, February 14th, 9:30 p.m. at Vinyl, inside of Hard Rock Hotel. When love is in your name, you have to perform a Valentine's Day show. He will be performing a free country set in our favorite small showroom in town, down at Vinyl inside of Hard Rock Hotel.
who is he?
Peter Love, he's a musician. country.
I've never heard of him. That's why I was wondering.
How about Yellow Brick Road?
I know the Yellow Brick Road.
Saturday, February 14th, 10 p.m. at Texas Station. If you have not checked out longtime Vegas classic rock cover band Yellow Brick Road, what are you waiting for?
They are pretty good.
You and your sweetheart could be dancing the night away, and no cover.
No, I love no cover, no
I love
minimum.
Sweethearts with no cover.
Yeah.
come to think of it, so do I.
You know what I always thought about the cover charge thing? You want me to pay to come in your establishment for me to pay to drink there too.
It's like a double negative.
How do you like a cover charge and then a cover to come in and then a 2-drink minimum? How's that?
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. How does the band get paid?
Of course.
That's the only way they can do it.
Soup cans.
Have you purchased your Valentine's Day card yet?
No.
Well, here's a little hint for you. Go to Dollar Tree. They have a wide range of selection from 50 cents to $1. Even you can afford that. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So
I was in Walgreens
With
today.
misspelled. Yeah.
I was in Walgreens today, and they got
I love you, dear.
they got a rose, right, and a little teddy bear on it. I think it's cost $3.99 or something like that.
Where was
right?
this?
In Walgreens, man.
Oh.
I'm telling you, this is what
You can buy anything.
perfect.
Walgreens is a place to go for
It
last
is.
minute shopping,
It is.
holiday shopping,
It is
right?
perfect.
Any holiday, they'll have something.
one rose with a little white teddy bear on the top.
in the infamous words of Mike Leonetti, you're a cheap Jew bastard. And that does it for my suggestions on Valentine's Day activities, keeping them cost effective. I think it was a good list.
Yeah, that was sponsored by Brian Williams. Poor Brian, man. 6 months, no pay. I thought I was really.
Oh yeah, like he needs it.
No,
Yeah.
but I thought that was a.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
I'm sure.
I don't
he'll
think
be.
we'll see a GoFundMe fundraiser for him.
I don't think
for
he's
the
going to be.
legal defense.
I don't think he's going to be selling the brownstone in Midtown Manhattan either. I just think it's there. You know?
I think he'll be on vacation someplace warm, probably Hawaii or the Caribbean or someplace like that.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Grow a beard, let nobody see who he is. You know?
Yeah.
You don't think he'll be in Iraq or Afghanistan
Yeah.
or?
Yeah, he's going to Yemen for vacation.
How about that CBS reporter who was killed in a crash last night in New York?
yeah.
No.
Bob Simon.
Bob
was that his
Simon,
name?
Yeah.
correct,
From
sir.
CBS.
Yes, and was him and his
73.
him and his film crew were
Yeah.
captured in Iraq for over a year. He was tortured,
4
beaten,
years.
4 years,
4 years.
4 years, tortured, beaten half to death, and made it through all that, and then was leaving a function in New York City last night in a Lincoln Town Car, and got into an accident with a cab, and the town car cut loose and hit one of those concrete mediums. Man, messed it up big time.
I saw the pictures of the car. Holy
Yeah.
crap. I mean, it was mangled. Mangled would not even be the way to describe it. I mean, this thing was blown up.
It's unbelievable. We had a 9-vehicle crash on Jones and Cheyenne
I saw
last
that,
week
yeah.
that killed somebody, but 9 vehicles in one crash.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, that was based on a police chase, too.
Well, they weren't even chasing him, though.
They were in slow pursuit.
He thought that he was being chased
Oh.
because he came down down Cheyenne, ran the light, hit one car, and it caused a 9-car crash, and of course somebody was killed.
Of course, you're not going to have that kind of action and not have somebody gone, unfortunately. So, all right, what do we got? I want to do some, how about some dates in history and birthdays after the next break? Just for the hell, unless you got something else you want to do.
No, I mean, unless you want to talk a little bit about the controversy over the soccer stadium. What do you want to hold off and see what happens?
Yeah,
on
let's
that
hold
one?
off on that.
All right.
We talked about that last week.
Okay.
Not that we can talk about it this week, but
That's
what's
all
the
right.
controversy?
Hey,
The
guys,
controversy is, Oscar Goodman calling the opponent scumbags. I mean, how about that?
I missed that.
See,
You
that's
missed that?
why I
What
always
happened
liked
there?
Oscar. That's why I liked it.
The two councilmen who have put in to run against Mayor Goodman,
right?
based on the fact that they're against the funding, the city funding for the $50 million towards the $250 million soccer stadium downtown.
Correct.
Oscar called them low rent, bottom feeding
Bottom feeders, yeah.
scumbags.
Way to go, Oscar.
That's the way I felt
That's
about
why.
it.
That's why I like the guy.
So, I think Carolyn's going to have to do a lot of,
Damage control.
she's got a lot of collateral damage to take care of. She's in trouble with this election because of the soccer stadium.
Huh?
Yeah. People are so short-sighted. Every time you bring a stadium, look how many jobs you create, and look how much it helps the city in terms of its growth. But no, they don't want to pay any money for it. So, I said, you want to be like Reno? Move to Reno. If you want to be like a big city, fund it.
Right.
Well, but education. Good. Have a lottery for education.
There you go. That's what they. Hey, Mr. Aaron.
Yes, sir.
I know you're a big wrestling fan, and I know WrestleMania is coming up.
Yes, in March.
Yes, sir. And boy, the man himself, Vince McMahon, has pulled the trigger. Mm-hmm. And of course, it was going to be Roman Reigns and John Cena for the big title.
It hasn't even be close to that because Brock Lesnar's been title holder for a long time.
Well, but this is what has happened. Vince McMahon today has announced that he has pulled the trigger on that, and it was going to be, he announced it was going to be Roman Reigns against John Cena, but instead it's going to be a triple threat match, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan for the world title.
Yes,
right?
I've been following that.
What happens to John Cena?
John Cena at WrestleMania, I'm not sure yet. He's actually battling an eye injury. But at Fastlane, which is the next pay-per-view in a couple of weeks, he's going up against the Russian bulldozer Rusev for the United States Championship.
Whoa.
So, wow. Yeah. So, we'll see.
I just knew you were a big wrestling fan, and that popped up on my screen.
I've got so many of the websites on my Facebook page. I've got all the insights.
Tell him about the night that I'm going to be exposed to all of this.
And Fastlane,
Here it comes.
Wait, you're going to be exposed?
Exposed because my 60-inch TV is being commandeered that night.
The month of October for new subscribers to the WWE Network is free.
October?
Right? I mean February. Jeez, where am I thinking?
Hello.
Month of February.
He's back at Halloween.
So I logged on and I opened up an account for the month of February because it's free.
Okay.
So as part of your WWE Network membership, you get all the major pay-per-views, which they have every month for free, basically on the network. Well, it's not like a cable channel where if you buy it, you just go to channel 1003 or whatever. Right now, it's either through your computer because it's an internet sign-up, or like through Xbox or these game consoles or things like that.
Right.
So the only way that I can, instead of just viewing it here on my little laptop, President Ted, the president of the Ricky Cash fan club, who is at his chateau,
and a huge
wrestling fan, I will be taking my laptop and power cord and my HDMI cable to his house.
Okay.
Because he's got a 60-foot HD screen television.
60-inch.
I wish it was 60 inch. I wish it was 60 feet.
Yeah, you and everything else.
We all do, yeah.
And so I'm going to we're commandeering his TV in a couple of weeks to watch it.
What night of the
It's going to be a Sunday, the 20 2 weeks from this Sunday, whatever that date works out to being, the 29th?
Somewhere around.
Something like that.
Well,
there is no 29th.
20. I was listening as if you were aware.
No, it's March. That's going to
whatever
be
that
March
Sunday.
1st.
Well, then it's the week before that. It's in February.
Okay.
Then it's the week before that.
Then it's the 22nd.
Then it's coming up soon.
Yes, it's coming up soon.
You guys getting wrestling that. Hey, you know, a great thing happened also here in Las Vegas this week. You know, the Sports Illustrated calendar came out, the SI Sports Illustrated swimsuit calendar.
Okay.
And guess who was in that? Our own Las Vegas's very own Ronda Rousey, the UFC fighter, got a shot in there. And I'm going to tell you, man, some good-looking pictures.
Yeah, well, she's also talked about maybe converting to wrestling as well. She's talked about that.
I thought she was converting to be a guy.
No. We'll leave that to Bruce Jenner.
Bruce. Is he into some hot water right now, too? Did you hear about that?
With the car accident?
Yeah, and they found it, and they've subpoenaed his phone records, and if they find out he was texting while this was going on,
if he goes to jail.
But he was like the third car in this collision, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. He was involved. No, he was
not the first car.
He wasn't the first. He was the second.
Okay.
But what they've done is the cops in L.A. have subpoenaed his phone company to find out the texting records because they say he was texting.
They saw there was a picture of him holding something. They couldn't make out whether it was a phone or a cigarette or a sandwich. So you're right. They are checking into it.
You were going to say something else too, weren't you?
Yeah, it was.
What was he going to say?
I'm not saying a
We're
word.
just going to move on.
Okay. All right, let's step aside for a break.
Give the guy a break. You know.
Get him off the hook there.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll do some birthdays and dates in history for shits and giggles. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. All right. All right, Mr. Cash, put your thinking cap on because we're going to go back in time. I'm going to hit you with some dates in history to see where you're at. We haven't done this in a while.
All right.
So I want to see if you're still up for it.
Well, sure. I just watched Sons of Liberty. On the History Channel.
Isn't that a great show?
Oh, it was tremendous. Did you see my picture? I was in there.
I
was one of the soldiers.
I've only seen the first episode.
Oh, catch the next two. They're great.
Yeah.
Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
What year was Abraham Lincoln born?
A long time ago in a galaxy
Far, far away. And what year did he chase vampires?
I'm gonna say 1807.
Oh, 1809 would be your correct answer.
I knew
But it was
I
close.
knew that
It was
one. I
close.
knew it. I knew it though.
So why didn't you say it?
I don't know. It was yeah.
What year did Chile officially proclaim its independence more than 7 years after initially renouncing Spanish rule?
Was that chili con carne or chili
Yeah.
with beans? Or
It was the restaurant.
Chile and Sana. After they gave away Spanish rule, I'm gonna say around 1901.
1818, however, would be the correct
There
answer.
you go.
Wow.
What year was the groundbreaking for the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.?
Oh. 1931.
27.
1914 would be the correct answer. What year did the radio play The Adventures of Superman debut with Bud Collyer as the Man of Steel?
Oh, wow.
Bud Collyer? From Beat the Clock?
Okay, you got me on that one.
Yeah, really. That's what I thought.
Bud
Yeah.
Collyer. We know
Yeah, it
that.
is Bud Collyer. You're right.
Thank you. But I'd say 1931.
35.
How about 1940?
Okay.
Wait. Was it Bert Collier? No, it was Bud Collier.
it was
yeah.
Bud Collyer.
Yeah, you're right.
Beat the Clock, baby.
Wow.
You guys done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Name that tune.
What year did the Senate vote to acquit President Bill Clinton of perjury and obstruction of justice?
Wait, let's see. Look, Monica's 50.
Count backwards.
1998.
So close, yet 1 year so far. 1999. That's right. Former President candidate Howard Dean was elected National Democratic Chairman during the party's winter meeting. What year was that?
Howard Dean. Mm-hmm. Goes back a bit. I'm going to say 1998.
2005.
All right. Good job. Good job, Howard.
All right, that does it for some dates in history.
Thank God.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
If you're
I'm grateful.
If you're celebrating a birthday today, which is, what is it? February 12th.
February
Tomorrow's
12th.
Friday the 13th.
I know.
Ugh.
Staying home.
I had my vasectomy on Friday the 13th.
What kind of luck did that bring you?
February 12th was originally Abraham Lincoln's birthday.
Yes.
Okay.
The 12th was Lincoln.
It still is.
The 20th. Yeah.
It still is. I don't think he changed it.
And
He
the
changed
22nd was
he changed it to
Washington.
Monday.
To the 16th.
And so did George. They
Yeah.
wanted to
George
say-
was January, wasn't it?
No, February
No.
22nd.
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 Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Lincoln on the 12th and Washington on the 22nd.
Right. Cammy on the 17th.
My dad
Miss
on the
Bobcat's
16th.
Miss Bobcat's
Rhonda
got a
on the
birthday
6th.
coming too.
Everybody, a lot
Yeah,
of
my
fun.
ex-wife was the 6th.
Jeez.
Happy birthday, Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda.
Yeah, she used to hate me for that.
I can see that getting old after a while. Definitely. All right, if you're celebrating a birthday today, for every tell, we want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. We want to wish you a happy birthday with all of these people. All right. Birthdays in no particular order. I'm going to screw you up.
Wait a minute, I got to get my chart here.
Get your chart. We haven't done this in a while.
All right.
Yes.
This is a three-way race. now.
JPEG, you playing tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
While he's getting ready, let me give you the quote of the day. Thought for today: determine that the thing can and shall be done, and then we shall find the way. Abraham Lincoln.
There you go. Big Abe.
How about
Okay.
Yul Brynner? So let it be written, so let it be done. One of my
Number one.
favorite movie lines.
Number one, make it so. Jean-Luc Picard.
John Luke.
Okay, here you go. Here's
There was another great Lincoln quote.
Yeah, it's called Duck.
I was trying to come up with it. Duck would have been it. Good job.
That cat. Let's go. Come on, I'm ready to whoop him tonight.
NFL quarterback Robert Griffin III is turning how old today?
I don't know. He just announced he's going to be a daddy.
Well, happy birthday to him.
Okay. Robert Griffin is exactly 29 years of age today.
Oh, way too old. I'm going to say 24.
31.
25 would be the correct answer. Actress Christina Ricci is turning how old?
Oh, wow.
Christina Ricci, what's she playing?
She played in The Addams Family.
She was-
Casper.
Wednesday.
played Wednesday on Thursday.
She was Wednesday in the. in the Addams
She's
Family.
played a lot of crazy roles.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
she
has.
has.
Yeah.
And she's actually pretty good.
I'd say she's probably 43 already.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, 44.
I'll go 41.
About 35.
Oh, wow. We aged her real quick, didn't we?
Actor Jess Spencer is turning how old?
Who's Jess Spencer?
He's Chicago Fire lieutenant. He was on House. He was the English or Australian speaking
He's the lieutenant.
doctor.
Who is?
He's the not Severide, the other guy.
Casey?
Casey.
Oh, okay.
Matt Casey.
Matt Casey.
Yep.
Watch Chicago Fire. He's young 30s, 32, I guess.
34.
I'll go 29.
36 would be the correct answer.
Oh.
You guys are just lighting them up tonight. Singer China Phillips is turning how old?
Oh, wow.
Wilson Phillips.
37.
Mr. Cash?
58.
I'm going to say 52.
47 would be the correct answer. Actor Josh Brolin is how old?
Oh, there we go.
It's James Brolin's son. 32.
41.
39.
47 would be the correct answer.
Wow, what an old bitch.
Jeez.
Sure, you just appreciated that.
Yes. Actor, talk show host Arsenio Hall is turning how old today?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
53.
you can't tell with these people. They don't age. They don't show
Botox. Botox.
You know, all these performers. They have all this makeup and
What did you mean by these people?
performers.
Oh, and entertainers. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Not like, okay, you sure?
yeah.
Because I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression of what you were trying to say.
No.
Not you.
No.
Yeah.
Besides, you know, black don't crack. Let's say, I'd say Arsenio is 62.
Oh, crap. 62.
702 483 44 44.
Vegas Unwrapped rcash@gmail.com. What did you say?
What the hell are we
42?
talking about?
Arsenio
Hall.
Oh, yeah,
I said
54.
62.
62.
Right.
What did you say?
54.
54.
I say it's 53.
59 would be the correct
Wow,
answer.
is that old?
Yeah.
Actress Joanna Kearns is turning how old?
She's no spring chicken.
Let me tell
either.
you something about Joanna Kearns. I met her in person, and she was wearing absolutely no makeup. We were on the golf course. I have never seen a more beautiful, naturally beautiful woman than her. She looked better live without makeup than she did on television. So she's got to be 63.
All right.
I'm going to say she's 60.
64.
62 would be the correct answer. You guys were all around it on that one. Rock singer Michael McDonald.
Oh, God. From the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
He did a lot of doobies.
67. 67.
67.
I'll go 68.
68.
65.
63 would be the correct
Ooh.
answer.
Must be the white hair.
He looks a little older, man.
Well, he's had white hair for a long time.
Yeah.
Actress Maude Adams is turning how old?
Oh, wow. 67.
I haven't seen her in a while. Not to be confused with B. Arthur.
Who's dead.
D-E-D.
But what
Dead.
does that have to do with Maude Adams?
Maude Adams is 52.
I'm sorry, I don't even know who the woman is, but
She's an actress.
I'll say she's 55.
70 would be the correct answer.
Wow, she's really aged
Yeah,
in the
she
last year or two.
How about in the last 2 seconds, she aged 18 years from your
Wow.
age? How about author Judy Blume? The famous Judy Blume, author of the young teen series of books.
God.
I don't know, 67.
65.
I haven't got a clue. 28.
77 would be the correct answer. Actor Joe Don Baker.
You remember Joe Don Baker?
Oh, yeah.
Walking tall.
Walking tall.
Walking tall. Buford Pusher, buddy.
You're right. He played that big sheriff.
Actually, it was actually I drove past the part
73.
where he was killed at. The original.
73.
I'll say 70.
70.
75.
79 would be the correct answer. Former Basketball Hall of Famer Bill Russell is turning how old?
For crying out loud. Well, let's see.
82.
Graduated in 55. 55. 65.
71.
65.
71.
Hold on. 65, 68, and
Do you want the abacus?
I'm going to say 86 years old.
81 would be the correct answer.
That was a Bobcat. I said 81.
No, you didn't.
What did I say?
I thought you said 82.
Oh, okay.
So still, nobody's won.
Mercifully,
Not even one.
here's the last one.
Okay.
Winner
Somebody's
ta-
got it. Somebody's
winner
got to get
take
this
all.
one. Yeah, somebody's got to get this one.
Baseball Hall of Fame sportscaster
Oh, God.
Joe Garagiola.
Is he still alive?
Still alive?
Uh-huh.
Holy moly, 87.
He's in extra innings right now.
Yeah, 87.
He's definitely in his
87.
I'm going to say 85.
85.
88.
Oh, so close. 89 would have been the correct answer.
Wow.
Mercifully.
Give yourself all the buzzer. You got to buzz everybody. You guys were horrendous tonight. You got goose egg all the way across.
Hey, I'm just glad he's still alive. I like him.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
do,
listening to him. He
Yeah.
was great. He was great. All right. Bottom of the hour break. We come back. We're going to figure something out before we get to weird news, because there's a lot of good stories on weird news tonight, Mr. Cash.
Ooh.
There's including one in Vegas in there.
Nice.
Yeah. I scoped it out.
I have not.
We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, JPEG. Yours truly, the Bobcat Man. We come down. The final half hour. The home stretch run is next. Stick with us. We're back in 2 minutes, everybody.
All right, welcome back.
Welcome back to what?
Our madness.
To the grab bag version.
Madness.
Hey, you know what else is going on? Why is this a sports heavy theme show? I don't know, but the NBA All-Star break is upon us.
True.
I think it's at Madison Square Garden this week, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't been following
I
it.
think it is. I think they had the dunk contest tonight, and yeah, so you got that. I mean,
Didn't we just have the Grammys?
just had the Grammys last week.
Who won what?
I have no idea. I don't
Neither
follow
do I.
that stuff anymore.
Beck won the Album of the Year. Of course, Kanye West come up and showed his backside as he always did and says that Beck should have had more respect and turned the Grammy over to Beyonce. There you go.
Somebody ought to just knock his ass out when he
I'm
jumps on the
telling
stage.
you, I just don't get all this hip-hop stuff.
I just don't get it that he wants to call himself Jesus and all this. And he made a comment that he's getting tired of America and the PR, that he's ready to move his family to London, England. I say, put yourself on the plane and get that H out of here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wouldn't last a week.
You know.
Yeah,
Well, them Brits eat him up,
Oh, are
buddy.
you kidding
Yeah.
me? Their press?
Yeah.
Hello.
They'd chew him apart.
I'd like to see that.
I just wish somebody go up and smack him in the mouth. Just one good pop.
Then maybe he would look like...
Yeah, you know who should do it? Taylor Swift.
Oh, God.
Knock him on his ass.
I'm tired about it. Tired
You know,
about hearing her, too.
If they... Maybe he didn't look like Seal.
With a nice, smooth kind of shape to him.
Where do you get the name Seal? I mean, what the hell? It's like on Batman. The girl's name is Fish.
Fish Mooney.
Fish Mooney.
Mooney.
I mean, you name your kid North
Well,
Star.
if
I
you
mean,
really think about it, you'll completely understand why her name is Fish.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's still a couple episodes behind.
I'm only
so-
3 episodes behind.
Yes.
Miller, Fish just got away. Fish is going on a ship.
Right.
That's where I'm at.
Oh, you're still 2-3 weeks away. Because I watched this week's show already.
I'm talking, we munched one another here.
Fish. God damn.
Is that right up there with camel toe?
It's right up there with the old toe.
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. All right.
All right.
What else have you
And you thought I was
I'm
going to
trying
bring
to-
some class to this thing.
I'm trying.
Well, I'm trying to get some interest here in TV shows that you watch, or movies that you've seen.
Hey, okay, how about this new the Marvel thing, Agent Carter?
Oh, I like that. I like
watch
Agent
it.
Carter.
Yeah, me too.
I like her. She just got herself really in trouble.
Yeah,
She just got took in.
but she can kick some ass.
Oh,
can't
can't she?
And the new Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming up
Coming
here pretty
back.
quick.
Well, it's coming back, right.
Yeah, I didn't see the first go around with that. But
Oh, well, you should watch
But
that.
I'm going to watch that.
Watch the premiere because I guess it's going to be all the broads.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
The Broads.
The Following is coming back. Did you watch The Following?
Nah.
I don't follow it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you don't. You don't follow it. The Following.
I don't.
That was. I really like that.
I don't follow the following.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon, excellent. Excellent show.
Got bacon?
You can pick it up in this third season, and you won't miss anything. Because
No, but the show that I am looking forward to is CSI Cyber.
yeah, that should be good.
Coming in. Another installment from the CSI brand.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that should be good. I'm
That should
looking
be good.
forward to that.
Definitely looking for that. And, yeah.
Oh, did you see the new one that comes on after the Blacklist on Thursday night?
Allegiance?
Yeah, you
I
seen
watched
it?
the first episode.
Yeah, I see
Now,
the potential.
Listen, I think the Blacklist. I think this is Spader's best role.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't. It's been a long time since I've seen.
Yeah.
He is.
President Ted never misses the Blacklist.
Yeah.
That's his favorite show.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that, and for some reason my brain just goes in different locations.
Well, it's okay. What can I tell you?
Hey, did you know that David Cassidy filed bankruptcy?
No way.
Yeah, I just
I'm
thought
not
I'd share that.
surprised.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't think his albums are selling that well.
Is he selling the bus?
No, he's
They're selling the
He's,
bus.
he's living in the bus. Yeah.
Actually, the bus is downtown on Fremont Street.
is it really?
No, it's it's actually sort of looks like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. No, I
I haven't been down a Fremont Street in a long
You know,
time.
didn't they send you a get well card?
Hey, we really
They miss
need.
you.
We really.
Especially
We really
my-
need to get down there and do
I know.
what we said we were going
Yes,
to do
we do.
here. So
Yes,
the
we
weather's
do.
starting to get nice. I mean,
It's a
I know,
fake- it's a
I know
fake
we've had
out.
a tough winter so far, but
It's a fake out. March is going to be so windy and cold.
Yeah,
you won't
It
believe it.
always is.
I think you're right.
Well, it's supposed to drop down, 10, 15 degrees next week already?
I'm not sure I
Right.
like that.
I don't like that.
In
at
the
all.
low 60s or something.
Yeah, like the average temp.
Well, it's 10 degrees lower than where it is right now, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
It's a good thing I got
So-
a jacket in my car. Yeah.
I no jacket. I didn't come out with any jacket. Yes. Oh, by the way, I want to mention, we've talked about, we've had networking groups on the show and everything else. There's a new networking group that meets Monday mornings from 8:30 to 10 at the Porchlight Grill. It's called NET, NETLV, which stands for Networking Educational Team. It is a networking group based on business development, ideas, education, training, things like that, so that business owners can grow their business as well, not just networking. So if you're interested, come on down. You can send me an email. I'll shoot you the details. It's only, you ready for this? $25 membership for life.
Wow.
That's it. Just pay for breakfast if you want. $5 each week into the kitty, and that's it. And
Don't they have any networking group that meets after work or before work
There
for
are-
people who have jobs?
well, before work would be like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. They
Yeah.
don't meet that. Or 7 a.m. I meet Tuesday mornings.
But I mean, on the
at the bacon-
weekends
No,
or
nobody
nothing like
networks.
that?
No,
Yeah.
no. There are a couple in the evening. There is a networking group called Networking After 5. But they're few and far between because this town is diluted with networking social events in the evening that it's
Right.
hard for a group to really sustain itself.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyway, come on down. It's Mondays. Have breakfast with us. It's located over on Durango and DI on the south side, faces Desert Inn Park, Desert Breeze Park, right over there on Desert Inn. All right.
Hey, I have something I want to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
How about Jon Stewart?
Oh, leaving the Daily Show.
Yeah.
Yes, he's gone out of
After
there.
17 years, man,
Yeah.
he's gonna wrap it up at the end of the year.
He's
or something.
retiring. So between
Where is he leaving?
The Daily Show.
Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
on
yeah.
Comedy Central.
Oh, okay.
The only real news station in this
It's
country.
Comedy Central.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true.
So, yeah,
Yes.
that's going to be that's a blow.
So between him and
Stephen
David Letterman
Colbert.
and Colbert, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Some changes going on. So
I mean that's where I went to find the real news. I mean,
absolutely. And you know what?
I went to Fox for my comedy. and-
Did you know that Steve Carell started off on the Daily Show?
oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a news
Oh, yeah.
correspondent.
Yeah.
Most people don't
Oh,
realize
I
that.
remember him.
Yeah. So, all right. We'll
Sorry.
Get ready for that's all right. We'll get ready for the Clubhouse Turn. News of the Weird coming up next. Here on Vegas Unwrapped as we take it home. Take it home. That radio.
Looking good for you? That's right. My favorite part of the program, Weird News, is up next. Down the home stretch run we go. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, JPEG, Bobcat on the board. Back for the final segment in 2 minutes, everybody.
All right, welcome back. It's now time to realize that there are more people in the world that are worse off than us.
That's kind of hard to believe.
That is, at times, indeed it is. Mr. Cash, why don't you kick us off?
Well, we're going to head south, southeast from here. A miles-long traffic jam on Interstate 20 near Tuscaloosa, Alabama on January 25th and on to the next morning was caused by an 18-wheeler that jackknifed and overturned when the 57-year-old driver took his hands off the wheel to pull out a tooth with his fingers. Efforts to haul the truck from the roadside required an hours-long detour of traffic off the interstate. The driver's mission was successful. He had a tooth in his pocket when rescued.
No.
That's either an Alabama or a Mississippi story for sure.
Undignified deaths. Police in Seville, Spain reported in November that a 23-year-old medical student visiting from Poland accidentally fell to her death at the famous Ponte Triana Bridge when she maneuvered herself into position on a ledge to take a selfie. It was the third selfie death on the Iberian Peninsula in 5 months. In August, a tourist couple, both also from Poland, fell to their deaths while posing for their photo at Cabo de Roco, Portugal. Insert your joke here. In January, a tourist visiting the Spanish island of Ibiza with her boyfriend jumped up joyously as he proposed marriage to her, lost her balance, and fell 65 feet off a cliff to her death.
Ooh. Wow, how can you top that?
I'm sure you can figure one way out.
Well, I'm unclear about this concept, guys. Luis Moreno, 26. Let's start this again.
Yes.
Luis Moreno Jr., 26, was pursued by the police up in our old neighborhood there, Aaron. Fort Lee, New Jersey.
Oh, Fort Lee.
Right over the bridge after he entered the carpool lane approaching the George Washington Bridge in January because he appeared to be alone in his SUV. After ignoring several signals to pull over, he finally stopped, and when informed of his offense, he told the officer, "I have 2 passengers in the back," and rolled down the window to show them in the vehicle's 3rd row, apparently satisfying the officer. However, as Marino pulled away and sped off with his hostages, but he was subsequently stopped again and charged with kidnapping and criminal restraint, but no HOV violation.
So
that's good.
You got to kidnap people so you can ride in the.
Recurring themes. This is under ultra expensive trysts. The ones reported previously in News of the Weird involve celebrities ultimately nailed for high-ticket child support payments based on a singular encounter. In other words, for example, tennis star Boris Becker, who admittedly conceiving a child in a restaurant closet rendezvous.
Nice.
Well, British tourist Peter Cousins, age 55, is now dealing with a medical bill of $250,000 after deciding that the middle of a Nevada desert was a good place to have sex, which provoked a heart attack, leading to emergency rescue and a 5-day hospital stay, and eventually a breakup with his then-girlfriend.
Did she get pregnant?
I don't know. It doesn't
No
say.
word on that.
More coming later. Stay tuned.
Wow. Here's some compelling explanations. The first one is lame. Britton Roberto Collins, 51, was sentenced to 13 months in the jail by the Manchester Crown Court in January after being caught standing on the ladies' room toilet and peering into the next stall. He told the police he only stood up. He stood up only to better scratch an itch and was in the ladies' room only because, wearing faulty glasses, he thought it was the men's room.
That sounds like
I'm gonna have
something
to try
somebody
that
else
one,
I know
yeah.
would do.
Well, here's the second one. Scotsman Dean Gilmartin, 25, actually persuaded a judge at Perth Sheriff Court in January of his innocence, that he might not have been masturbating at the front window of his home. He admitted he was nude, changing clothes, but pointed out that he plays musical instruments and was probably just picking out tunes on his ukulele rather than holding his genitals and moving from side to side as the neighbor actually charged.
What a jerk off. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
One hell of a skin flute right there.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness. The new normal. In January, Mittens the Kitten and Charcoal the Chihuahua mix made news as hermaphrodites whose veterinarians had recommended which gender the since-adopted stray should retain. Mittens of the town of Heart's Desire, Newfoundland, was scheduled for gender assignment surgery to become solely male, and Charcoal of Boise, Idaho, is recovering from mid-January surgery to leave her exclusively female. News reports did not disclose why male was chosen for Mittens, but the doctor said correcting Charcoal's pre-surgery problem, which was urination, would be less stressful as a female.
Well, that's so good to hear.
Yes.
Explanation for child porn possession.
Oh, God.
Never before heard.
Okay.
Poet Les Merton, 70, denied in January that he had never abused children, but had a more difficult time explaining why a child porn website had his credit card information. Merton holds the appointed title of Cornish Bard in Cromwell, England, and is the author of the official Encyclopedia of Cornish Pastry, and explained in Truro Crown Court that he must have mindlessly entered his credit card information while researching the 19th century Russian figure Rasputin. Wow.
I could see how they could make that mistake.
Yeah, child pornography, Rasputin.
Rasputin, yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
What was the odds on that?
That's crazy. Crazy stuff. All right, here we go. It is time for Fine Points of the Law. The Supreme Court of Canada turned down Joel Eifergen's appeal in January, leaving his winning number lottery ticket from 2008 worthless. He had bought 2 tickets seconds before the 9 p.m. deadline on May 23rd of that year, and the tickets had started to print on the store's machine, but only the first one carried that day's date. By the time the second one, with winning numbers of the $27 million jackpot, had gone through the lottery's central computer system and back to the store's printer, the program had already kicked over to the following day and to the next week's drawing.
That's enough.
So sorry, Chatty.
I
That's
would
enough.
be upset.
I saw one little thing. Did you see this today before we get out of here? A gentleman robs a convenience store in Dallas, Texas, hijacks a car, gets in a big crash. It's all over the internet right here. And the woman that was driving had her young son in the back. She gets out of the van,
starts beating the
grabs
crap out of
and
the guy.
whoops this guy's rear end right in the middle of the highway,
I saw
man.
that.
And the quote of it was, "Don't mess with Mama Bear, baby." There you go.
I did see that. Story. Next week's show, we're going to have Jenny Schwartz. She's a dog obedience trainer, but she's going to be talking about what's happening with one of the dog shelters in town. Contract is up later this year.
I know about that story.
And we're going to be talking about that. And Nicole Taylor-Sharp will be in the studio. She's the co-host of Spotlight on Vegas Business with Mark Weinberger.
I'll have
and
to take my meds for that.
she's going to be talking about her new position with
Her new
Las
position?
Vegas Health and Fitness Chamber of Commerce. We'll be
Wow.
talking about that. Thank you to everybody listening. We appreciate it. Have a great week, everybody, from Vegas Unwrapped. JPEG, good job. Bobcat, as always, Mr. Cash, be kind to each other, sir. Why is that?
We are all we have, guys.
Be safe, be happy. See you next week here on Vegas Unwrapped.